Did you trade DG for his lowest?
No.
Right now?
And I think
Harden?
we can get to that trade right now because
30
that's
what,
another
37
big
years
trade.
old?
Still elite.
I mean, trust me, he's been playing great. But again, you traded a young star.
That's fair. Well, how many better deals are you going to get, though?
I think for Cavs who want to compete this year, it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. If they was rebuilding, I get it.
But you didn't have, again, that's a team that didn't have to rush it.
I'll be honest, that is a team that I feel like did. I actually
The
feel
Cavs had to rush?
Yes.
I rushed, but they kind of knew. Like
All their
they knew
players
the
are
end.
under 30.
Oh no, I feel like they
They
had
knew the
to
end.
make a move.
You saw the Rich Paul video where he was saying like he because he's DG's manager or whatever it is agent.
Yeah.
And he told him and DG had a conversation last offseason. They said, "Yo, this is your last year in Cleveland." And
That's
they talked-
insane.
They talked to
It
Kobe.
makes sense. We've been talking about
Yeah.
it
But
the
the
last few
trade,
years.
I actually loved it for Cleveland. They got James
I
Harden.
like it too.
The Clippers got Darius Garland. And I want to shout out the Clippers. I think the Clippers are doing
Easily.
the right thing
Easily.
by loading up on young assets. They got multiple first-round picks by trading Zubac. They got a first-round pick by trading them. Well, they got
Second-round
Darius
pick.
Garland and a second-round pick by trading James Harden. And so now you have Garland, Benedict Mathurin, first-round picks. You have some future assets to maybe retool this team because everything that they own essentially is via OKC now. Like they have all that stuff. So I think the Clippers did a good job at trying to like manage their assets. But Cleveland, I felt like this was a necessary move to rush the timeline. This was a team that to begin the season they started out very bad. They didn't look good at all. They had a lot of injuries. But as recently, they've been playing much better. But Garland got hurt again. And you now bring in James Harden, who James Harden's a better player than Darius Garland, even at 37 years old. Will he be better like a year or 2 years from now? Who knows? But I think Darius Garland's toe is a serious concern because since that toe injury, he just really hasn't been the same. Maybe he can find his footing, no pun intended,
He's been good
with
lately.
LA.
Then he got hurt again.
Harden, he's durable. Last two playoffs, he's averaged 20 points and 9 assists on solid efficiency.
My God.
He's gonna give you really great games in the playoffs. Yeah, he's not
He's gonna give you stinkers. And
he's not gonna
games.
listen. He's gonna give you stinkers. That's what James Harden is. But he's gonna give you solid production in the postseason.
I mean, you
He's
can't.
gonna
It's not like
manage
you
the
can rely on
offense.
Garland in the playoffs, like so you can't really.
But
be
the
too
other
mad.
move they made was like getting Keon Ellis and getting Dennis Schroeder. Like I feel like the
I like those.
Cavaliers they needed to make a move because they're saying this year the East is open and we need to be better, even if it's marginally, even if the upgrade from Garland to Harden is marginal in people's eyes. I think it's a significant upgrade when you take into account that Garland just does not play in the postseason. That's the thing. Like I think even when you account Harden's postseason stinkers, at least he's playing and he's going to give you some really good games half the time. Yeah. I think that's an upgrade with the way Mitchell's playing, Jalen Tyson, Sam Merrill. They have 3-point shooting, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I just think that the floor mapping, the playmaking ability, the passing, the understanding of the flow of the game, Harden just does that at a higher level than Darius Garland. As great as Darius Garland is, Harden's one of the best floor generals in the league, and I think that he uplifts the entirety of the Cavs roster. And they can make an East run with this move.
I think it could be an upgrade, but also an upgrade that doesn't matter. Like, I'm not looking at the Cavs now with James Harden and viewing them any differently than I did with Darius Garland. You could talk yourself into what Joel's saying where, well, Darius Garland hasn't been able to stay healthy, and some of his limited playoff times, he hasn't really been able to step up and play at his regular season form. But I still look at this Cavaliers team, and I don't know how you still don't have questions, right? Like James Harden averaging 29 in the playoffs is dope. He's going to have games where he shoots 3 of 14 and he has 5 turnovers and he disappears. And if you have a couple of those in the series, which James Harden is going to do, you're looking up saying, like, what did this really change? I understand why the Cavs made the move because we were going into this season saying, like, listen, the last 2 years ago, you were injured against Boston. You lost 4-1. This past season, you go up against Indiana. We all picked you after a great regular season, number one seed. They were number one seed last year, right? Mm-hmm. We expect you to go to Indiana. Again, you got banged up. You lost to Indiana. We looked at that as a huge upset. So now you're going into year 3, and either, a few things happen, right? Either
Is this 3 or 4?
Well, I'm saying just in the last couple of years with, I guess it's been 4 with Donovan Mitchell, but they lost to the Magic, the first one, right? So, like, you're going in. You're right. Yeah, they lost.
Again.
Exactly. So you're going into 4 years now where you haven't been able to get past the second round. And the last 2 seasons, you've had some serious injuries to your top guys really outside of Donovan Mitchell. So how many years can you just kind of run this thing back when you've had year after year after year disappointing playoff losses in the second or first round? So getting James Harden is an immediate upgrade. Just I agree with you. I think he's a better player than Darius Garland is right now, just because of all the injuries Garland has. But I still don't look at the Cavs as anything other than like a dark horse team that can maybe win a playoff series. Like if they're going up against a series against the Pistons, they're going up against Boston, they're going up against New
win
York.
A playoff series? So you're saying
yes?
You don't think Cleveland's getting out the first round?
I think the Pistons, the Knicks, and the Celtics would all handle them.
No, they would not handle them.
What?
They would definitely be favored.
You
at a
think
minimum.
Boston would handle Cleveland?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jason Tatum, is this under this
with or without
scenario?
Tatum? I think that's a 6-7 game series that goes.
Okay,
either
you're
way.
talking about what you
Without
need.
Jason Tatum, they're handling the Cavaliers.
What you need to remember is the Cavaliers are not the same team come playoff time ever.
They were not healthy.
And
That's
they're
their
gonna be healthy this
MO.
Yeah, but
They're never-
Darius Garland was like the biggest guy. that
Mobley
wasn't healthy.
Mobley was
Brother,
injured
James
last
Harden
year.
might as well be injured half the series.
Jared
just to give you
Jared
chances.
Allen
Wouldn't.
Jared
What
Allen
the
misses
hell?
time every
That
single
doesn't make
year.
sense.
Mobley was injured.
Mobley was injured. Jared Allen's injured
He was.
every single year.
That's what they both missed the first 2 games.
The only reliable player is Donovan Mitchell. Oh wait, he also got hurt.
Against the Pacers, the biggest thing that held the Cavaliers back in that series
Was Evan Mobley being injured?
it wasn't even Mobley. I thought it was Garland because they didn't have any playmaking. They didn't have anybody to sink in the defense. That's why. And then Mitchell injured his ankle, and then he really only settled for outside jumpers. I think Cleveland, you're underselling the talent on that team.
No,
I think they have
it's
9
being-
to 10 players in that
it's-
rotation that can play in the
It's
playoffs.
the way that you kept the energy with the Wizards, which was right.
You just, bro, he told
Which
me
is
that
right.
The Celtics would handle
Okay,
him
what the
without Tatum.
Celtics have shown this season to be
Who's been
one
a
of the
better
most
team this
consistent.
year?
It's like not close.
The Cavaliers have been much better as of recently.
They have
What,
been.
the last,
They
like,
have been. Yeah, I was gonna
last
say.
12
Like
games.
they were gonna be what? Like they're
He's- you know, he-
they're a
No,
top
they're
5
fourth.
seed.
They're fourth right now.
Bro,
But they're a half game up on Toronto,
they
so it's
went
not nothing
from,
nuts.
Like the 9 seed to the 4 seed. The
But they were
Cavaliers,
never far off.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
they were never
Cavaliers
far
are playing much better. I don't think that any of those teams are just gonna handle them. I think the Cavaliers' floor is the second round. I think they will easily get past the first round.
The Knicks will handle the Cavaliers. The Pistons, with the way that their defense has been playing, I think the Pistons will handle them as well. Now, Boston without Tatum, I can understand the immediate freak out reaction. They have been the better team all season long. All season long.
If you want to
they've
talk
been.
the last 12 games, whatever, bro. I'm not looking at a 12-game sample size being like, nope, it's different now. I think Boston from beginning to end, and I understand we have all this talk about Tatum. They made a nice little move for Vooch, which I think is a big help to the big rotation. That's a series that goes either way. Maybe Handle was a little bit too strong, but I think Boston goes into that
I understood the
that
sentiment.
series favored.
I understand the sentiment. It was just they would be underdogs in those series. That's not wrong.
I think Cleveland has just as good of a chance.
Okay,
as
and what about the Sixers?
anybody to make the
Sixers
finals.
can beat anybody.
I was gonna say, and what about the Sixers? Sixers are the 7th seed right now. I would take them over. I think 6. Excuse me. I would take them over the Cavaliers.
Okay, so
They're two injured teams. You don't know who's
okay,
gonna play.
okay,
And that's
so-
a fair point.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just at this point, it's basically propping up other teams, ignoring their flaws and believing in them.
How?
But using the worst possible case scenarios for Cleveland.
It's not
Because
worst
you're
possible case
telling
when
me-
this is what happens
because
every year
you're-
with
because
Cleveland,
you're
and they got
telling-
James Harden, who's
and what
not showing up
happens
in the
with Philly?
playoffs.
What
Yeah,
happens
I
with
never said Philly. They're not going to.
No, but Drew said Philly. Drew said he trusts Philly more.
I didn't say
They're
no.
more
I said
of an
if they
injury risk
played,
than Cleveland.
if they played right now, the way that they are playing basketball, I would take the 76ers because Joel Embiid has been the best version of himself that we've seen in 3 years.
James Harden is averaging like 26 points and almost 9 assists per game.
And Embiid's averaging like 35.
I think James Harden, 35 points?
I'm exaggerating, obviously.
I mean, my goodness.
No, D. Mitch has been better than Embiid this year.
Fine, agreed. But in this most recent stretch that Embiid has been Embiid, there's been very few better.
The Cavaliers traded for a 25-point game player that's third in the league in assists per game. And if anything, I mean, this move is more so about Donovan Mitchell. James Harden is not coming here to be number one option. He's a complimentary player. I think it's about getting Mobley involved. It's about getting Donovan Mitchell involved. And I think Harden will do a better job of that. Not that Darius Garland didn't do a good job, because he did. They just weren't healthy in the playoffs to really showcase the full version of themselves. But I think Cleveland has a really good shot at making a finals and making it out of the East with this move. I think they give themselves a better shot.
Embiid over his last 20 years averaging 30 points. I just want to acknowledge.
Okay, I know Embiid
and
is
he's
doing
also
much
been
better.
he's averaging 27 this season.
By the way, the Celtics are 10-5 in their last 15, and the Cavs are 11-4.
So it's about the same.
No, but again, what the sentiment was though is the Celtics have been this team.
Yeah, but it's just the Cavs have been so much better recently when it's like they're just kind of doing what Boston.
and now
No,
we're
they've
going
been
to-
playing better
they've been
basketball,
playing
which
better,
is
yes.
true.
And now we are going to get from this point forward a 3 to 4 month sample size of new look Cleveland
Fair.
with Harden.
Good point.
And what I'm expecting that to look like
Make
is
it out the East
really
is
elite.
nuts.
I think
That's going to look amazing.
I think
Like, say
It
it out
should.
loud. You
It
trade for
should.
James Harden and go to the finals.
Okay.
I think you
You just hit it for Vucevic.
We won a chip 2 years ago, bro.
I mean, no, it's
We're talking about past things now. We're in the present. We're in the present talking
But
about the past.
am I
Come
up here
on.
talking about the Boston Celtics are coming out of the East?
You
no,
said they
say
can
it.
handle them.
You can say it.
They can handle
I'm
them.
not going. I don't think they will.
You're-
I
okay,
think it's
you're getting caught on
ridiculous to say the
broke
Cavs
page.
are coming out of the East. I think it's ridiculous.
I
to
think
say
it's
that.
ridiculous
Wait, so
for
how
you to
many
say that the
teams-
Celtics would handle the Cavs
So
in
wait,
the
can I
series.
There's a better
without
chance
Tatum.
they get blown out in the first fucking
Yes.
round because Harden has a stinker, Mobley isn't healthy, Jared
That's
isn't
not
healthy.
true.
Then they go to the
That's not
finals.
true.
Actually,
That's
that's
not true.
incorrect. They haven't lost in the first round in like 3 years.
Fair.
So that's factually.
But
Well,
they
they lost-
haven't been to the finals since LeBron James.
and listen, I
Like,
didn't say that.
My whole argument is I think
So, Dallas,
Cleveland with this move at least put themselves in the tier with the top
If
East
you
teams.
saying Cavs go to the finals, crazy. You saying you're not gonna say that for Boston? Who in the East would you say that for?
Well, I think who has a better chance than Cleveland because I do think while the East is open, I just don't buy into Cleveland. I don't buy into this roster. I don't buy into this team doing anything in the
If they're
playoffs. 'Cause they
healthy,
haven't
sorry,
shown
Max.
me anything like to believe that they're going to do anything in the playoffs. So I still think the Knicks, the Pistons, and Boston all have a better chance.
Bro,
I
get
would
the
take-
fuck out of here with Boston. I'm tired of hearing them. Boston don't, bro. It's
You're
crazy.
geeking up about the
No.
wrong team,
no, it's
bro.
bro, Briv, is it not crazy to say that Boston's gonna make the finals without Tatum than Cleveland making the finals?
That's what I was gonna say is that you and I get what you're saying. The way you guys have been playing this year, you guys have been playing incredible. Also, I'm not discrediting that. My question is, you saying for Cleveland, they have showed you who they are in the playoffs for 3 years. That's fair. You're right to say that. Boston has never showed you who they were without Tatum in the playoffs.
That's fair.
That's my only thing. So is it fair to have just some caution there because you've never seen this team without Tatum in the playoffs?
No, I
He's
mean,
always been your leader in damn near every.
listen, you can make an argument for every team in the East why they
Which
won't
I
make
agree.
it out. The Knicks with KD or with Cat and Brunson, that's going to get picked apart. The Pistons have no real history outside of last year, was the first round exit. Like all of these teams you could pick apart. I trust what I'm seeing with my eyes. The Pistons in the regular season, they gave the Knicks a hell of a run last year. Boston, Jaylen Brown's playing the best basketball of his career. And New York is more talented than Cleveland.
Yeah, I think it's a healthy medium that we can find here. I think it's okay to be cautiously optimistic with Cleveland. First of all, to get off DeAndre Hunter, who has been a shell of himself in the offensive end this year, has been huge. You know, bringing in guys like Keon Ellis, and I'm blanking on who. Schroeder, yes. Well, I think Schroeder's a calm little backup, which kind of gave me that indication that they were probably going to move off Garland to try to find a point guard replacement that is more available. And I think availability is the first part because I think last year you saw Donovan Mitchell late in the games because he doesn't have that other guard, because he doesn't have Evan Mobley. You see him get completely gassed out. Like, this was a Cavs team that I believe botched both games in Cleveland. Like, just completely. I remember especially one, they were up like 16 late in the fourth, and they just could not get nothing out of Donovan Mitchell. He was super gassed. That's when he hurt his ankle. So to have that availability, and I get it, Harden does not play well in the playoffs. I'm the first guy to tell you that for sure. But, you know, you still have some type of gravity. It's good moves. I do like it. I think it makes the team better for the regular season. I do think with Cleveland, for me, it's just been the mentality of this team. And when things don't go the way they want it to go, how do they respond? A lot of the times this year, I've watched this team. If the three ball's not falling, that means their defense falls off a cliff. Transition defense, rebounding, toughness, But when the three ball is going, you can see this team be the best of their ability on all phases: passing, getting to the rim, 2 feet in the paint, making the extra pass, making the skip pass, transition defense. I mean, when the three ball is there, everything is going. So for this team, I feel like it's about mentality. I am excited for guys like Sam Murrell, Max Strus when he gets back, Mobley and Allen. But I don't. What Dell's is saying isn't far off. I
Just
think,
not falling for this gimmick, man.
and then listen, I don't blame you for it.
It's not falling for
I
it.
just think every team I could probably dissect in the
You
East,
can.
You know?
I mean,
you
it's
definitely can.
is one thing. I mean, I understand not trusting Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland
It's
hasn't
fair.
shown an ability for you to trust them. But I think that right now in the Eastern Conference, there aren't a lot of trustworthy Eastern Conference teams. At least within this regular season. The way the Knicks have been playing basketball recently, I think they are the best team in the Eastern Conference. The way they've been playing, the way Jalen Brunson's been playing. But you can't ignore Detroit either. Like, I think those are the two teams that in the East you trust the most. I
don't think that's true.
And
I love Detroit.
The Tier 1 East teams right now as we stand, I think, is Detroit and New York. The Tier 2 teams, I think, is Cleveland and Boston. I don't think
What about
Boston
Philly?
is in that first tier ahead of Cleveland, especially after these moves.
What about
I don't
Philly?
think there's 2 different tiers. And I love Detroit. I love what they've done. I think their identity is
So,
real.
I think 1A, 1B
their
at
defense
best,
is
yeah.
real. I don't think Detroit. I think regular season wise they've separated themselves, but I still think there's questions about the offense. There's questions about that secondary creator and who's going to be the other guy when Cade's getting double teamed. Who's going to have the ball in their hands and how. Is the shooting going to hurt them as much come playoff time? I think with New York, it's going to be the defense. It's going to be Cat in the playoffs and stuff like that, and then Brunson and and a bunch of ball actions and stuff like that. I really feel like there is no tier gap between all these teams. I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the East is so.
Well, that's why I feel like
that's
why I feel like the Knicks are the best. Yeah, I feel like they have the personnel to match up with any team, at least perimeter defense on the wings against these other top teams.
So
They
why aren't
have
you
the
pushing
floor
them?
spacing.
Why are you saying the Cavs are coming out?
I said they can come out. I didn't say they will. I said they can, because I do see a scenario where the Cavaliers can make the NBA Finals, and I think these moves made them better. I think the